Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd, and this is a continuation of a video I had before, but to not make you guys go back and watch the other video, I'm going to cover the same information, so no need to go back and find the original video. Let's just start from scratch and talk the whole story. So I have this figure, it's Mermista from Classics. Mermista! And anyway, this figure comes with she can separate right here in the middle. You can either put the fishtail on her or you can put legs on her. So those are the two ways she comes. Now she did come with a really lame stand. It's like a flat piece of angled plastic that basically you just bend her tail and you stick her on there, and it's just kind of weird. Now you notice she's got a lot of sparkles on her. She's sparkly, and I am not a fan of sparkles all over, so I actually went and coated her with a clear coat to protect the sparkles from coming off and getting all over all the other figures and all my fingers and everything else. So there you go. So when this figure first came out, I saw people online getting these really cool stands like a blue wave that they had put her on, and it looked so cool. I didn't know where that wave came from, and so I spent time researching and found out it came from Prince Namor figure. And so I decided to go online and try to hunt down a Prince Namor figure because the prices on some of these figures have gone down. And while I was online searching, I noticed that there were two different ones shown. One had this dark blue and one had this light blue for the wave. And then I also noticed the detail on the figures themselves were slightly different. This one has sharper details and the shading is not quite so messy, and this one here has duller details and has much more shading all around it. So I was wondering, was this two different variants of the same figure, or was it just the lighting and photography from when the person took the picture? So I decided to go ahead and buy both of them. And this one I got from a guy named East Pond 70, and I'll have the links in the description so you guys can see where I got them from. And this one's from the dude Steve. And I have those boxes right here, ready to pull out and open and check out. This one is from the dude Steve, and I marked the box as so, the dude Steve, and it's supposed to be the light blue one. And this one here is from East 70 Pawn, and it's supposed to be the dark blue one. So we're going to open these both and compare them and see what they look like, and are they really variants, or is it the exact same figure and there's no difference? Now I did search all over online trying to see if it was a difference or not, and that's why I thought, you know what, I'm just buying them both, and I could be the person to finally break the story, which nobody cares about, if that there was actually a difference or two different variants made. Because, you know, there's a lot of different Prince Namor figures out there, but who knows? There might be somebody who likes to make sure they collect them all, and now they have to buy two, one light blue and one dark blue. So we'll see which is which. So when I got these in the mail, I actually ordered them the exact same day, and this came on a Friday, and this came a full Thursday after. It took almost an extra week to get to me, and they're from about the same location for distance in the country. So that was kind of interesting about how long it took for them to get to me. The second one, this was sent to United States Postal Service, and this was sent UPS ups. So that's the difference in the shipping speed. So since East Pawn was the first one to send them to me, we'll go ahead and go through this one first. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box, first of all, and see how he sent it. This is kind of cool, because now we can see how different eBay shippers ship their stuff, and it might give you a heads up on if you want to buy from these guys, because these guys do have a lot of other figures for sale, and some He-Man stuff too, so you can check them out. So first of all, the box did come smashed on one corner, right here, but again, that's not his fault. I'm sure it happened during shipping. And he gave me a 14 by 12 by 4 box, so I'm sure it's big enough. And before I open this, I am going to make a quick note so I can actually mark the box when you go to check it out later. So, East 70 Pawn Dark Blue. This way I'll have it marked so I can put it on the actual package once we get it open. All right, let's bust this thing open. Let's do this thing. So here we go. Got my scissors here. Open, open, open. Let's check out the packing job this guy did inside the package. How well was it packed? Well, we shall see. Well, so you can see here, he does definitely have some bubble wrap in there. And he has the actual item bubble wrapped as well. And it's inside this nice plastic protective case that is in there. So this one's supposed to be the dark blue one, which has less shading on the figure. So we'll just go ahead and mark that as so. Oh, that is quite the trident he has there, which is funny. He's basically the Marvel version of Aquaman. So it's kind of funny. All right, he does come with a comic, and he is heavy. Now, I did actually have the Human Torch version from the same packaging or the same release, and someone is saying that this was the same as the Flame. I'm looking at it though, and it doesn't look like it's the same as the Flame. Looks like it might be different, but we'll check it out more and see if it's the same or different. Let's go ahead and set that up, and let's open the next package. All right, so here's the next package from the dude Steve, and this should be the light blue one. Let's check it out. And this one took a lot longer to ship to me. Now, before I open this, I already started opening it. I noticed the box itself has been crushed. You can see it on both sides. So I don't know what it looks like inside. We'll see. The other one needed to see this whole box just completely crush in. So I'm guessing this box was destroyed before it was mailed to me at some point. But we'll see what the internals look like inside the box. And see if the figure itself survived the crushed box shipping. Alright, so he has gone with the brown paper, which I actually like to use the brown paper in a lot of my packaging too. And here is the figure. And I have already have a sticky note ready to go. The dude Steve, light blue. Took a lot longer to get here in shipping. There he is. And it's like he has a little bit of bubble wrap and a little bit of brown paper. And that is about it. So here they are. Here are the two figures, and we can see here we have our two Prince Namors. I gotta move these little black pieces up here so I can move them closer. Bring them closer! I use little black wedges because they kept falling over. And anyway, interesting thing is, take a look at this. Let me zoom this up here. And here is the one that was sent first to me from East 70 Pawn. And look at the face. And now look at the face on this one. They are quite a bit different between the two faces. And then take a look at the chest. You can see there's some shading on there. Some shading on this chest, but more just like the picture showed. And now let's take a look at those waves. And you can see, sure enough, they are different. Let me go and turn one upside down so you guys can see them side by side. And sure enough, one is lighter and one is actually darker. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought they'd be the same. Now, I don't know if it's the paint on it that makes it look different or the actual plastic itself, but there is definitely a difference in there. Even on the tops, you can see, especially this one's a lot lighter. This one's darker, lighter, darker. So they are different. And you can see the splash on them too is about the same painting. So there really is two versions that were released. So now we got to figure out how to tell the difference before you purchase them, because if you want a light one or a dark one, you're going to have to know what's different about these boxes. So let's take a look at the barcodes first and see if we have any clues on what might be different. So I'll look at the dark one first. And here is the barcode on it. And it says Namor, and it ends in a 2 right here. And it has V54 there, made in China. Let's see, Toy Biz. 2002. So we'll take a look and see what the other one is. The other one also ends in a 2. 2002. V54, made in China. Yeah, they look the same on the packaging, so you can't tell by the packaging, unfortunately. So if you wanted to pick one or the other, you're just going to have to look on eBay and basically compare the pictures. I'll put a link because the boxes look the same. Now, what's interesting is you might think, well, you know what? Maybe it's from the box sitting around and just being in the atmosphere. That is possible. I did notice this one has a slight yellowing to the bubble, and this one has no yellowing whatsoever. So it could possibly be that, but there's just too many other differences. I mean, the shading is so much different on this figure than on this one. You can just see it has a lot more definition in the painting. And this one has a lot less definition in the painting. I'm still debating on which one I'm going to open, but I'm not keeping the figure, so it doesn't really matter. I think I do like the shading better on this figure, which surprises me. I thought I would have liked this one better for the shading. But it doesn't matter, I'm not keeping the figure. But now it has to go all by the water. Now, do I want a darker blue water? Or do I want a lighter greenish water? Oops. To support my figure here. Now, the dark blue is cool, and I thought I would like that the best before I opened it. But thinking about water, it would be more clear, and the lighter does make more sense for water splashing up. The blue is more picturesque, but the water would not be that blue coming up out of the water. It would be lighter in color. This looks more like seawater here. So I'm kind of really leaning towards, which surprises me, opening up the lighter one, even though I like the picturesque of the darker one better. The lighter one just matches closer to what water seems like. Now, before I open these, I am going to go in the other room and talk to my wife and say, which one do you like better and why? And see what she says. And see if she even notices the difference. But you can see that difference in them, just ever so slightly. Let me bring this light down here, and you guys can probably see better. And you can see this one is truly darker, and this one truly is lighter. I went out to the other room, and I talked to my wife, and she also likes the lighter greenish one. That she thinks it matches ocean water better than the darker blue. So I'm going to open that one. Now, what's funny is in that light in the other room, they looked a lot more similar than they do in this light in this room. There's a lot of light in here, and it's just funny how they look closer. Now, what's interesting too is that this one here did not look as good in the bad lighting, and this one actually looked better in the bad lighting. But from what I can see, this is the one I'm going to open. I just like it better all the way around because it's this lighter blue. Even though I was really leaning towards the dark blue when I saw the pictures, now that I see them in person, this makes more sense for ocean water. So now that I'm in my selection, and you can really see now these waves, how much darker this one is versus this one. And I guess it's time to open it up. So I'll set this one aside to sell on eBay later on. So this will be on eBay sometime soon. And I'll probably just use the same pictures the person who sold it to me did. Probably can put it on there. It might already be on there. I'll put a link in the description if it is. And let's go ahead and open up this Prince Namor. It's about time, right? You're like, man, I can't believe we're just now opening it. It's taken a while. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back of this figure. This is the one sent by the dude, Steve. It's the light blue one, which took me an extra week to get. Worth the wait. Here are some other figures in the line. So we have the Thing. We have Doctor Doom. We got the Human Torch, which is the one I had when I was younger. And then we have Prince Namor. And you can already see here it's different, the way the flame looks versus the wave. So you can already see it's not the same, but it's similar. It has the same idea behind it. So it looks like it's taller than this one too, because I remember this one being pretty short. It's like it's pretty tall, so that will be great for her. Huh? I can't wait. Anyway, so let's take a look at what it says. When the shadow of evil falls across the land, the world's greatest champion strikes for justice. Spider-Man, X-Men, Thor, Iron Man, and Thunderbolts. The Fantastic Four, Captain Marvel, Hulk, the Avengers, Captain America, Black Panther, the Defenders. Over 60 years, fans of all ages have been shouting, "Make mine Marvel." There we go. Interesting. And then, of course, it has all the symbols on the side there. Got Captain America, Daredevil, Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Spider-Man. They repeat themselves. What? It's Captain America again. Anyway, and they got them repeated on the other side too. So gotta go through it. There's our proof of purchase and our barcode. In case you guys want to get some of these, you can scan that barcode and put it into some systems like eBay to see if they have any more. And I'll put a link in the description for you to get your own Prince Namor. Prince Namor. All right, let's open this up. Let's open this up, shall we? And to open this, I have this really cool tool. It's got razor blades that go around, and it's made for slicing open plastic just like this. So let's test it out. I've not actually used it on plastic like this before. I've used it many times on cardboard and on other things, but let's see how well this works. Look at that. Zip, zap, zop, and it is off. Woo! I should put a link to this too in the description while I'm at it. Hooray! I was usually get my hands stuck in the plastic and get cut trying to cut the thing open. Look at that. Look at that. It's almost too easy. Alright, so first of all, he comes with a Savage Submariner comic. Dun 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 dun. I think I still have my comic of when I got the Human Torch one. My wife actually got it for me as a gift. It came out in 2002, so we weren't newlyweds anymore. Look at that. A free 3-month subscription to Ultimate Spider-Man. Man, I should have filled that out originally. I never did. Oh well. Too late now. I doubt they'd honor it anymore at this point. Oh, it's vacuum sealed. Burr, burr, burr. Alright, there's got to be a better way to open this. I can't believe you can't even grab the top to get into it. I don't want to cut the comic because I have done that before with stuff. So let's see if we can't get this open without destroying anything. I'll try to put the scissors in front of the comic if possible. Hopefully my older brother's not watching this video right now. He'd be cringing watching me open this comic up. Alright, the Prince Namor, the Savage Submariner, number 67. He's so cool. When I first started drawing comic characters, the Submariner was actually the first characters I started drawing. I just liked the way they did the muscle physique on him. And so I remember when I first started, I'd actually trace him until I got to the point where I could draw him myself without tracing. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Pretty cool. Look at that cool playset. Woo. All right, well that was fun. That was cool. So now let's check out. We're going to save the wave for later to check out, because this is why I actually bought this, was for the wave. So we'll check that out soon. But let's check out the figure. Just in case you guys can care less about the wave and you hear more for the figure. Because I know not everybody, which is hard to believe, is into He-Man classic figures. I know, how weird. Who would not be? I mean, they're like the greatest figures ever made. So they got these wires holding it on, and no tape, which, as you guys know, I hate when they put tape on figure boxes. I've noticed the last couple Masterverses I've bought have not had tape on the capes. Hooray, Mattel finally started getting it right. Alright, so he's got this giant weird trident. Some kind of sea serpent wrapped around it. Kind of see the head of that sea serpent on there. And it's got weird stuff all over it. I'm not a fan of this. It's okay, but not my cup of tea. I like Aquaman's way better. And here is the figure. Let's break it down. Break it down. So first we have toe articulation, which you guys know I think is a wasted joint. We have ankle articulation. Why does he have boots on when he has a bare spot here for his fins to stick out? Just be barefooted, right? I don't know. And then we have double jointed knees, which move really smooth. We have a thigh cut. We have the hip movement up here. We have a waist. No ab crunch. That's actually one solid piece there. He's got this belt here, which looks like it can be... Oh, it can be removed. Weird. It's like stuck under his vest, but crooked. Line your belt up, sir. There we go. And then he has this rubbery kind of vest. Just like it can be pulled off, so that's cool. And then he has shoulder movement. It's stuck. Frozen joint. Frozen joint. He has a bicep cut. He has double jointed elbows. And then he has just the rotation on the wrist. And he has hand articulation on his fingers. I remember my Human Torch had that too. So he can definitely get some good poses in there if you need to. There we go. Now the arm's starting to move a little bit. It's funny. He has less articulation than I remember the Human Torch having. And then, of course, his head is articulated too. There you go. And his face is really dark. I guess I would have liked the other one better that I didn't open. It's just too much black or too much brown wash on his face. All right, there we go. That is my breakdown of Prince Namor. And no, I'm not keeping him. He will be sold as a loose figure on eBay later on. But let's look at the wave. I would include his lame staff because I can care less about it. But for those that want the staff, you can have it. You can have it all. He really doesn't have a place to grip the staff very well. Grip it. Grip it good. Do. All right, onto the wave. The part I've been waiting for. The reason I bought this toy in the first place. So it has two pieces to put it together. And it looks like it goes together like this. And you jam it together. It does feel a little sticky. Probably from years of sitting. It doesn't look as tall as it did on the back of the package. The back of the package, it looks like it's super tall. But I suppose Nah, it's a lot shorter than the package shows. But let's see how it works with Mermista, which is the whole reason for getting it. Oh, look at that. Now, if this was articulated, even better yet, but that's okay, because she's articulated. So you can have her put her fishtail in there. Psh. Go, Mermista. It's like almost a little seat she's sitting on. Now, she will fall out here easily. Ooh. But for the most part, it does fit okay. Her hair kind of helps lock it in. Let's take her hair and just kind of put it over that. Let's try doing some cool poses with it. So you could have her sitting like that too. That's probably how I'll keep her. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I'm glad I went with the lighter colored one. It does look better. Looks like ocean water. Yes. Yes! And it's nice too, because all the extra supports in the front to support the from falling over so easy. It does take a little bit to knock it over. This is rounded a little bit on the bottom, but I don't think it causes much of an issue. So that looks pretty cool, and I'm pretty happy with that display from Mermista. Nice. All right, so I will have at least one of these up for auction now. Like I said, the link will be in the description. And that is all that I have. And thanks for watching. And good journey. And hopefully I've inspired you guys to get a cool stand for your Mermista. And again, I'll put a link in the descriptions for all the Namors on eBay. eBay. Bye now. Good journey.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it!